you kiss your sister with that mouth?
That's right. I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry. And I'll get into that here in just a little bit. And I wanted to say that the Ahsoka series only has one episode left. Oh, yeah, that saddens me. So I'm not sorry that I'm enjoying this series. I really like it. And I'm sorry that other people don't like it. And there are few and far between people that don't like the series. And I'll get into that here in just a little bit as well. But the Ahsoka series is doing everything that a Star Wars fan could expect. It's bringing in characters that we know and love, and characters of the legacy period, such as Anakin Skywalker and Hu Yang, and not to mention our favorite golden boy, C-3PO. Yes, I liked that cameo. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a good touch to add in there. Some people felt it was forced, but I don't think so at all. But there is also action. There's lightsabers. There's blasters. This show has it. This show has everything. And not to mention the live action debut of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Sure, he's got a little bit of a dad bod, but I'm not going to complain about that because over the years I've developed kind of a dad bod myself. It happens. We get older. These things happen. Thrawn's older than he was in Rebels. 10 years to be exact, or close to it. And for those of you who are in your 40s and 50s, please tell me how you're the same badass you were at 20 to 25 years old. You're not, unless that's your job. Unless your job's to be a badass, then you're a badass. Chuck Norris aside, you probably aren't the same badass you were at 20, 25. You've got knee problems, you got a dad bod, something like that. Unless you're working 12 hours a day to stay fit. And I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that ain't happening. Because I'm enjoying life. Now, our bodies might get a little bit weaker, or we might have knee pain or back pain or something like that, but our minds get sharper. But before I go on with my likes and dislikes, and it's not so much about the Star Wars series that have all been coming out, but more about the fandom in general. Yeah, I'm going on another one of those rants. Not too much, though. But before I go on, please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Just to see if I can do it. And I don't cater my videos to that. If you don't understand what my channel is about, it's about conversation. I'm not some guy up here grandstanding saying I'm the best Star Wars fan there ever was, or I know more than anybody else and I'm this expert on Star Wars. That's not the case. There's nobody that knows 100% everything about Star Wars. We can speculate. We can talk about it. And even though some of my theories don't come true, then that's fine. And some of them do, and that's fine as well. I'm not bent out of shape about it, and I don't care. So when you leave a comment saying, well, this didn't age well, or, this is that, and you were wrong about this, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It just means that it was unpredictable, and that's a good thing. And that's exactly what my channel is about. It's about having conversation. It's not about me telling you everything I know about Star Wars. I could do that, but there are a million channels out there that do that claim to know everything about Star Wars and tell you what you should believe in Star Wars and what you should believe is not Star Wars. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you decide what you feel like is your own canon in Star Wars and what you want to learn about. If you have a need for something that isn't clear in one of the Star Wars series or movies or something, and you want some backstory to it, sure, I'll do a video on that. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's the best story ever told or anything like that. I'm going to tell you that, this is the way it was. And we're going to have a conversation about it. And that's what I like in the comments, seeing conversations go on. So if you comment and you see other people commenting, reply to their comments as something that maybe I don't know. Oh my God, he said he doesn't know something about Star Wars. That's right, because I'm not a know-it-all, and I don't care. And let me get into this topic for today. I know it's been like 3 or 4 minutes and you feel like I'm wasting your time and so on and so forth, but I'm not. This is all important information as to what my channel's about, conversation. But my channel is also for those who actually enjoy Star Wars. Oh, that's weird. Somebody enjoying Star Wars. I don't know if I'm the only one on the planet who actually enjoys this IP. And I'm not saying Disney's done the most bang-up job ever with it. There are issues with it, and I acknowledge that on a regular basis. There's some goofy decisions, some goofy scenes, but How many scenes have been 100% perfect throughout Star Wars? Even back to A New Hope, when it first released, there were some questionable things, especially when The Empire Strikes Back came out, then Return of the Jedi, and it negated some of those things Obi-Wan Kenobi was talking about. It's just some goofy decisions that got changed throughout the making of Star Wars, and that happens. We don't have to agree with it. Just find the things you like and move on. But what I'm not sorry about is the people that can't just enjoy the Ahsoka series or anything in Star Wars. I don't understand it. Why? Okay, if you don't enjoy it, don't watch it. Why do you keep watching it? You like torture? No, I know why you're watching it, and it's because you're looking for things to point out to say Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is not dead. There are, 30,000 subscribers to my channel that scream Star Wars is not dead. Okay? It's not. It's not going to die anytime soon. Now, it may not be as popular as it was in the 1980s or the early 2000s. And even in the early 2000s, it wasn't popular. People hated it. People hated the prequels. And everybody's acting like that never happened. It happened. People, a lot of people, most people who were adults at the time, hated the prequels. Now everybody's jumping on this bandwagon saying that, oh, they're the greatest ever told. I'm sorry, but people didn't feel that way back then. But feelings change, and that's okay. My feelings changed when The Phantom Menace came out. I loved it. I saw it like 6 times in the theater, maybe more, and I thought it was great. I loved Darth Maul. I thought Qui-Gon was like the coolest guy ever, and I just thought it was really nice. Now, I did see too much CGI in it, and I thought Jar Jar Binks was a bit goofy, but I wasn't going to go harass Ahmed Best about it. He did a great job with what he was given. Now, was The Phantom Menace the story I wanted to be told? I don't know. I mean, I don't ever go into a Star Wars story and say, this is the story I want you to tell. You better make it happen or I'm going to be pissed. No, that's not the way I do it. But was it the story I was expecting? No, not at all. I wasn't expecting that kind of story, but I was pleasantly surprised. Then I started hearing the hate and all these people coming out and saying, no, horrible, 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 horrible. And it weighed on me. It kind of influenced my decision. I was like, yeah, you know what? It was kind of horrible. And that took about 15 minutes for me to get out of it, shake my head and go, wait a minute, what am I doing? I love that movie. I love everything about it other than, goofy Jar Jar. But you know what? I've learned to accept who he is, and he's kind of an integral part of that story. So I didn't like that I was feeling angry about it. George Lucas created the story he saw fit. Now, is George Lucas creating those stories anymore? No. And that's a shame, but George Lucas can't create Star Wars forever. He's old. It's time to retire. Now, he does still have a little bit of influence in it. He is a shareholder in Disney and Lucasfilm, and he does visit the sets of the series and give a little bit of pointers and advice and stuff. Now, it's contrary to what he said during The Force Awakens. After he saw that, he said it was complete fan service and it's time to divorce this bride. And those things happen. Think about real life marriages and divorces. When you get a divorce, you completely let go of the person. I mean, unless they stabbed you in the kidney or something. No, you still have a certain amount of feelings for that person, whether you want to be with them or not. You still feel a little bit jealous once in a while, but that goes away over time. And then you start communicating like normal people if you have kids, and you learn to just move on. And that's what George Lucas's phase of his life is in now. He's moving on, and he's learned to communicate in a more proper, meaningful fashion that's constructive to the Star Wars empire. Now, I will tell you this. There are a lot of people getting fed up with the hate in Star Wars. And I'm getting a lot of messages on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff of people that genuinely want to talk about the positive aspects of Star Wars. And I'm all for it because I like talking about the positive parts. I don't talk about the negative parts usually. I don't sit there and say, oh, Star Wars is dead because of this scene. No, I don't care. I mean, get over it. Sabine got stabbed through the side of her abdomen and lived. Qui-Gon Jinn got stabbed through the diaphragm and it severed his spine. He did not live. Okay, Reva, I don't understand that one. She got stabbed twice. We'll forgive that. That's one thing I don't talk about on this channel because, whatever. But if you played the Jedi Survivor game, Seer got stabbed through the stomach, who is a female Jedi, got stabbed through the stomach and did not live. She died. So there you go. But people are getting sick of the bullying. People are getting sick of being called names. And that's what you resort to. You resort to calling people names like shill or normie or something like that if you like Star Wars. Well, I'm here to tell you, buddy, I'm not going to put up with it. And I'm encouraging everybody else not to put up with it. If you love something, you defend it. I love my family. If anybody called me a shill or a normie because I love my kids and my wife, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm probably going to punch you in the mouth. Okay, I just talked about how I'm not a badass like I was at 25, but yeah, I'll still punch you in the mouth. I might get my ass kicked, but I'll still punch you in the mouth. But I'm not saying I'm going to punch you in the mouth if you say that I'm a normie or something like that for liking Star Wars. I don't care what your opinion is on that, but I will come back at you. That's how I am. I get triggered, and I defend it. I defend what I love. I liked the Book of Boba Fett. I liked the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I liked Solo. I like The Mandalorian Season 3. I like Ahsoka. Now, there are some series that I don't really care for. I'm looking at you, Resistance, but maybe I should give that one another shot and just see if it can make sense to me. Now, I'm not saying that you should resort to going back and calling them names if they act bullying to you or act like a bully to you for liking Star Wars or the Ahsoka series or anything else. I'm saying just go back at them. Don't call them names. Don't resort to their level. That's beneath us. Just don't take it. Don't just defend it. Just say what you like and why you like it, and say, so what? You don't like it. Big deal. And most of these people are not Star Wars haters. They probably don't even dislike the shows. They hate Disney. And that's what it comes down to. They hate Disney with a passion. I was looking at one YouTube channel who said, this is it. The fans are revolting against Ahsoka and all this stuff. And I was like, what? I was like, everybody I've talked to loves the show. So let me see what this guy's about. So I clicked on his channel and I started scrolling through, and every one of his videos is about how much Disney's dead and how woke Disney is and how much he hates Disney and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. That's what it's about. He hates Disney, so he's going to lump Star Wars into that too because they're owned by Disney. Get over it, dude. You obviously haven't been to Disney World. I'm sorry, but I'd live there if I could. Now, for those saying that Kathleen Kennedy and Disney are ruining Star Wars on purpose to tank it, what's the purpose? Why? So they lose money? That doesn't make sense from a business perspective. You want your product to be good. You don't want it to be bad on purpose just to destroy it. Why spend billions and billions of dollars on something that you want to destroy? I'm not going to go buy a house just to catch it on fire and burn it down and then say, see, it was bad to begin with. Nah, it doesn't make any sense to me. And we're just getting tired of it. I know I've went on this rant for a long time now, but I'm not sorry for it. I'm not sorry. I know I'm probably committing YouTube suicide by talking about this stuff, but once in a while I get fed up with it, and I just feel like I need to vent my frustrations. I don't hate the people that are saying it. I just think they're misdirected, and there are a lot of YouTube channels out there misdirecting people and influencing them into believing what they want them to believe, and they probably don't even necessarily believe it. It makes no sense. It does make sense, though, when you look at it like they want clicks and views and making money, and if that's what they're into, then just say it. Hey, click on my video because I want you to hate Star Wars. That's what it boils down to. But I am loving the Ahsoka series. Now, there are some goofy moments that I think could have been a little bit better, like the little snail crab people. Yeah, one or two of those could have got shot by a stormtrooper, because we're seeing that stormtroopers, even though they may be undead or may not be undead, still can't hit shit. I want to see a stormtrooper that can actually aim. And I thought that was a little goofy. And Ezra not taking his lightsaber, that seemed a little goofy to me too. But the story is what I'm liking. I'm liking where it's going. I love the character of Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. Ew, I just said that weird. Ugh, I left a bad taste in my mouth. Ugh. Ew. Yeah, okay, so like what you like. dislike what you dislike. Don't let other people tell you what to like and what not to like. And don't let people bully you into believing what they believe. I've had many conversations with good friends who didn't like certain aspects of Star Wars, whether it be the sequel trilogy or Obi-Wan Kenobi or whatever, that say they hated it because of this one thing. Okay, well, what about the rest of it? There's no redeeming qualities in it at all? It didn't ruin Star Wars for me. It was just a different direction than what I thought it would go. Okay, so we're still friends. We still talk on a regular basis. And I think I'm going to stop there. I've been ranting and rambling too long. But just to let you guys know, I will be getting back to doing live streams once my office is finished being built down in the basement. It's going to be a nicer office than what I had in my previous home. And it's taking a little bit of time to get that completed. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it'll be done. And I will start having guests on my show. One of those is going to be those fun guys at ATSW, the Escape Pod, and another will be Michael Newby. And I do have some other guests I have lined up, including my wife, who is a casual Star Wars fan. And we'll get a perspective from her. Now, she's a little camera shy right now, so it's taking her a little bit of time to commit, but I'm going to get her to do it. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to take you all on a journey in a community that is dedicated to loving Star Wars, and there's no better place to be than with a Star Wars fanatic. So let's get to that 50,000 subscriber mark. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment what you think. Am I way off base? And please don't leave anything too out of the ordinary negative. Don't go crazy with it. I don't take bullying. I'm not going to put up with it, and I will fire back. So, yeah. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way, and positivity in the Star Wars community can be the only way.